This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
Feedback. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinda.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback. Feedback. Feedback.
Yes, hello everyone. Happy MLK Day. My name is Thabiti Mpinda, and we will get into a very interesting and deep conversation about education. I want to say happy MLK Day to everyone. Also, shouts out to our listeners, which include Gladys, Brother Les on the west side, also Sister Sheila Ragland, Sister Cheryl D., Brother Fred, Brother Shane, and you as well. And as I always say at the beginning of the show, we'd like you to have pen and paper handy for valuable information you may want to record. And again, as you know, today is ML King Day, the official federal celebration, although his birthday was January 15th. And for those of you who are so inclined, the Motown Museum is having a special for children today. So if you have children, nieces, nephews, grandchildren who are 17 and under, they can attend the Hitsville, which is also Motown, today for free. That's going to be from 10 to 6 p.m. That's on West Grand Boulevard. Again, that's Motown Museum. It's open to children 17 and under for free. So I would encourage you all, which I always do, get your children, your grandchildren, your nieces and nephews involved in part of our cultural history because it's very important and a lot of it's overlooked. And some of you yourselves may not have gone to the museum. So I think it's a wonderful experience. They're going to have speeches by Dr. Martin Luther King, and they're going to have other events and tours for the children. So I'll mention that again during the program, but it's today from 10 to 6 p.m. Now we're going to dive right in. To my immediate right, I have Brother Baba Gibson. Some of you may know him from being an instructor, especially when my children were going to school. He was an instructor at the Malcolm X Academy, which was over on Livernois. So I've known this brother for a long time. And to his left, we have Brother Malana Tolbert,
yes, sir,
who's also an educator, and we're going to get into that because one of the things I think is important, and I was talking to these brothers about this off air, a sister was bringing up why aren't there more African American studies in schools, and I do support that idea, but at the same time I suggested that we ourselves have to have a library at our homes in which we can also bring that to attention. We cannot expect someone of another culture, whether they be Chinese, Arab, etc., to teach our children the history of our culture when that's our responsibility. So I think we need to build libraries. One of the things I suggested also is that the libraries themselves, public libraries, are free. Make it a point to go to the libraries and spend time with your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, because as the elders, it's our responsibility to bring that to them. Also to support black-owned businesses, which in particular have literature. And the one I'll suggest just right off the top is Nandi's Knowledge Cafe, which is located over on Oakman near Hamilton. They have a vast library. It's an excellent area where you can just go and sit and enjoy it. They serve food and all kind of things like that. Bring your children. They have poetry every Thursday night at 9 o'clock, which yours truly will be there at some point in the future. But now we're just going to dive into the conversation. So I want to start with you, Brother Tolbert. First, for the audience, who is Brother Malana Tolbert?
Well, I'm an organizer in this great city of Detroit, and right now I work in engineering and automotive, so that's what I do as my day job. Okay. But as my passion is in helping and transforming our communities.
Okay. Now, when you say, okay, when you say that, now, in what ways do you try to, let's say, uplift, to educate and enlighten your community?
So it's in a myriad of ways. Just personally, I'm a drummer, an African drummer, so I'm sure you've seen me around there.
Yes.
And other than that, I do organizing. So I'm a part of the Detroit Independent Freedom School, as well as I work in Detroit Life Organization. And the reason I'm here today to promote an event the Detroit Life Organization is doing.
Okay. And Baba Gibson, I'd like you to introduce yourself to the audience.
Oh, thank you. My name is, as you say, Baba Gibson. Excuse me. I don't usually get up this time of morning. But yes, I'm a retired teacher, DPS. To the sister who says, why aren't we teaching this in the community, in the schools? Well, we were. African Center Schools came online in 1990, so we'll get off into that later. But basically, what I'm doing now, I'm the president of Detroit Retirees, Detroit Federation of Teachers Retirees. Right now, we're trying to bring and engage our members, our retired members, to come back into Detroit Public Schools and try to give an assist. So, even though I am retired, I think I've just kind of shifted gears. But that's what I am now. I'm like Mom Alana just alluded to. I may be retired, but I'm still a farmer and I'm still a warrior on the field. So we're trying to do them both.
Okay, we have a caller. We'll allow to get into the conversation. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
I just came on, so I was listening for the topic.
Oh, it's education, brother. And we're going to delve into that a little bit more. I can put you on hold if you like so you can absorb some of the conversation, and then we'll all just kind of freestyle it and talk about the importance of it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Now, Brother Tolbert, you were speaking about an event. Okay, I want to get, the details of it, what it's about, the date, the time, etc.
Okay. So we're going to tag team up, Mama Gibson and I. But we have the Detroit Life Organization. We hosted a trip going to Pittsburgh, and that trip was dealing with the candidates, 2020 presidential candidates, and what the grassroots organization did. So it was a group that we are part of, a national organization called Journey for Justice. And what they helped to organize, but they led and pushed it, was a thought piece around what would the presidential candidates do in regards to public education once they're elected. So they got about 8 presidential candidates. So Elizabeth Warren was there, Bernie Sanders, and a myriad of other ones.
The big three.
Yeah, to talk about the whole presidential race and what they would do once they get into office for public education. So we want to give a teach back on what the group experienced from that, as well as we want to identify what can we do in Detroit to build something to help push public education in Detroit and possibly in Michigan.
Now, what is the age range of the students that were involved in this?
So it was adults mainly that went. You had a lot of organizers, a lot of educators, some therapists in education. So that was the group that went.
Okay.
There were some children. That did attend.
Now, is this something we want to filter down? Because when you mentioned the 2020 election, okay, and the group there was there to kind of push what will the candidates do in terms of education, and how will they make that one of their focal points in terms of pushing everything forward. So I guess what I'm curious about is what kind of feedback did you get from them?
And I'm going to let Baba Victor give that, but real quick, to be honest, it was politician talk.
Okay.
But I think the purpose of us going was for us to see that even as grassroots people, we can do major work. So just because we don't have the financial resources, we can still make it happen. And so it gave people hope that, oh, these are grassroots people that don't get, they budget about as low as mine. Right. And we're able to pull these people in from D.C. to get them to address the issues that we say is important in our community. So the event is, I never said, the event is February 1st at the Shrine of the Black Madonna on Linwood. So that address is 7625 Linwood Street. Again, that's Shrine of the Black Madonna. At 7625 Linwood Street, Detroit, Michigan, 48206 on February 1st, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, now is there admission?
Yes, it's free 99.
Okay. You can't beat that, folks.
Absolutely
you cannot
not.
beat that.
Absolutely not.
And again, that's why I ask you to have pen and paper handy, because there will be things that you just really won't be able to commit to memory, but you'll also make sure that you have a note of it. So again, that's going to be February 1st, Shrine of Black Madonna, which is 7625 Linwood. That's going to be from 2 to 5 p.m. Now, what's the closest on Linwood? What's the closest, I guess, major street? Is that like near the Boulevard?
Grand Boulevard.
Yeah, West Grand Boulevard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm the contact, so my number is 313-341-5929. Again, 313-341-5929. And my name is Maulana, M-A-U-L-A-N-A.
5929.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you were going to kind of elaborate on like maybe how that whole
Feedback from the candidates.
Okay, and that's Maulana alluded to. We went and we had good numbers. The big head candidates were there, of course. We're talking about Warren, we're talking about Bernie, we're talking about Biden, and then the smaller what's his name? Steger, the mayor. Steyer, yeah, he was there. But the whole thing came down, and I think since it was totally focused on education, I think what they said and what they alluded to, that unlike previously where this whole big movement was being pushed on school reform, they were, just about all of them were in support of public education. Warren went so far as to say how she would fund it, because everybody's talking about funding, equity, and all that. Her 2-cent tax on millionaires, 50 million or over, she proposed a tax. Because I think what people are saying, they would like better education, they would like it adequately funded, but nobody had a real plan on how you're going to get the money. What you going to do, take it out of the Defense Department or whatever? But so that was the biggest concerns. There were some who also went so far as to say that these certified teachers, teachers that were trained to educate, they need to be in the classroom. So all the things that reform and the charter schools movement were taken away, they were talking about putting back in. But I noticed that none of them said anything about hiring or who they would appoint as a DOE, Department of Education, take the boss out of there. But overall, they were jockeying and, like I'd like what Maulana put it, using political speech, trying to say that they were really concerned in the direction that public schools were heading, and that they were really going to, make that one of the top 5 in their movement. But but that was about it. I mean, Maulana said it best. I like that word, political speech. That's all it was.
Can I add one thing?
Sure, brother.
So what Baba Victor hit on, I think, was very important, that one thing that we kind of took away from the event is that out of everything, this was the first time that political folks got to see public education as a whole, meaning they saw the parents, they saw the educators, they saw the students. So although we didn't bring a host of children, we had we had a few children that were there.
Scattered, yes.
But the children we have from other cities in our organization, from Camden, New Jersey, we have folks, I don't think we had anybody from California, but we have folks from Pittsburgh. And the questions that they asked was real questions about the conditions. Why is it that I can come to school and get patted down like I'm some type of criminal?
Yes, right.
And so it dealt with that, and they had to address that, they being the presidential candidates. So I think, again, one of the main things is that for once politicians had to deal with education, the education community as a whole.
Yeah.
So,
Without filters.
correct. Correct.
We had a caller, and then we're going to get a little bit more into it. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us?
Yes, good morning, guys. This is Kim, and I'm looking at, hello?
Yes, we're listening.
Oh, Yes, this is Kim. I'm watching you on Channel 33, WHPR.
Thank you, Kim.
And good morning. And I just had a very quick question listening to you. I just saw a recent commercial. It's actually a new commercial about how the lottery helps Michigan schools. So what I'm wondering is, and I have heard this before, that the lottery money is supposed to help Michigan schools, and I know it's helping the schools in the suburbs, but is that money actually being used to help schools in Detroit, and how do you access it and get it for our kids? Thank you.
Either one. Thank you, Kim. Would either one of you brothers like?
Well,
to?
let me. Back when they proposed that whole shifting of money and lottery supporting education, we must remember that until the lottery came in, that schools were primarily funded out of the general budget of the state. But people thought that by adding more money from the lottery, that was going to increase it. All they did was, instead of you taking it out of your piggy bank, you took it out of your husband's back pocket. You know, it's like you didn't get two sources of income. So even though they shifted over to the lottery fund, and that, again, that's for the whole state. It's not just for Detroit, but that's for the whole state. But you didn't get an increase in fund. And that needs to be realized, that you didn't have you didn't have an extra source of money for the school. So all they did was transfer it from one place to another. And the lottery was not designed to cover all the many things that goes on when it comes to running a public school system in the state of Michigan.
Is any of that money being used for Detroit, and how do you access that? I mean, is that being used for Detroit at all?
Well, yes, but one of the things, going back and kind of tying it, connecting the dots a little bit, we call it equity in funding. But all students in every part of the state do not get the same amount of money per child. I think per capita, we've been looking at Detroit children getting about $7,500 per child, whereas in certain districts, they're getting almost as much as $12,000 per child. So, those school count days, you've heard of the count days, right? How they, those days they have to, well, that's when they start divvying up the money. So, yes, money is going, but everybody's not getting the exact same amount of money per child, per student, per district.
Okay. And just one more very quick question, please. I don't have any children or grandchildren.
Well, we can find you some.
But are you taking non-certified teachers or non-certified people to help you in the school?
Well, we can't. Detroit Federation of Teachers originally you had to be certified. But when the emergency managers came in with this whole school reform, they actually started putting what we call Teach for America students. These are non-certified, just fresh off the boat, so to speak, out of college students that they were using in the classroom. And that became a very, very, that became a problem. So we are now back, now remember, state takeover was in 1999. We didn't get it back till pretty much 2018, okay? So those kind of, that whole, how they got that set up, it was not good. I just put it like this, they were not designed to really want to educate our children, and that was the whole conundrum. That was the whole problem with the whole formula for educating children.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for answering my question. Thank you.
Kim.
Thank you for calling. We're about to take a brief break, and we'll be back shortly. So stay tuned, and if you don't have that pen and paper handy, please get it. We'll be back soon.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am the BD Pinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.
WHPR TV is now on Channel 90. Check out all of your favorite morning talk shows on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. to 12 noon, and watch us anytime, day or night, on all of your favorite devices. Download the WHPR TV Now app and take us with you wherever you go. WHPR TV is now on Comcast Channel 90 every day from 7 a.m. till noon. WHPR TV, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Hi, this is LaWanda.
This is RJ Watkins.
Coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you. Because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. And to get yours today, call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
Now you can watch WHPR TV 33 on Fire Stick. Catch all of your favorites. Stay informed. Don't miss a minute of your favorite talk shows. Call, text, tweet, post. WHPR TV 33 is worldwide on Fire Stick. For more information, go to FirestickTVNetwork.com or call us at 313-868-6612. WHPR TV 33, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Well, we're moving on now. We're moving on up to the east side. To a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Come check out the new Sisters Braid 2 hair braiding and natural hair care salon located at 18070 Mount Elliott Street. Our new salon is spacious with adequate parking, Wi-Fi, and all brand new state-of-the-art salon equipment. Come meet your local hair braiders and natural hair care specialists and check out our many hair care services such as hair treatments, box braids, cornrows, tree braids, Havana twists, children's braids, natural twists, lock extensions, kinky twists, goddess locks, updos, full weaves, and more. Please feel free to visit us on the web at www.sistersbraid2.com or call 313-826-0498. Here at Sisters Braid 2, we offer exceptional care for exceptional hair. We look forward to seeing you. Sisters Braid 2 is a proud recipient of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund.
Alexa, open TV 33 Live. Alexa, open FM Detroit. Alexa, open FM Virgin Islands. Now you can listen to WHPR, TV 33, and WVIE on Amazon Echo. Don't miss a minute of your favorite shows. And find out how you can have your own show heard worldwide on Amazon Echo. For more information, go to FirestickTVNetwork.com or call us at 313-868-6612. The Watkins Broadcasting Company.
So in the quest for integration, I think we can offer our whole nation something, because there are three evils in our nation. It's not only racism, but economic exploitation of poverty would be one, and then militarism. And I think in a sense, and in a very real sense, these three are tied inextricably together, and we aren't going to get rid of one without getting rid of the other.
You're watching WHPS TV, Detroit Live.
Okay. Yeah, we'd like to welcome you back. I hope you enjoyed that clip of Dr. Martin Luther King. That was him receiving his Nobel Peace Prize. He was the youngest one to receive it at the age of 35. And as many of you know, today is ML King Day. Also, I want to reiterate that at the Motown Museum located on West Grand Boulevard, from 10 o'clock till 6 p.m., they're allowing children 17 and under to come for free. So I would like all of you who have children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, just some children in the neighborhood that you know, and spread the word that the children will be able to attend for free. They're going to have some speeches by Dr. Martin Luther King. The children will be able to go on a tour to kind of understand what Motown is. I intend to bring my granddaughter later on today, but I think it's important for us to expose our children to this. And just a side note before we get to you callers, Brother Baba Gibson here was one of the presenters, matter of fact, the main presenter at the Kwanzaa festival that we had at the Museum of African American History. He did the libations, and my granddaughter loved the whole event. But I have to say that by saying that, I'm saying that we must at every opportunity we get, expose our children to all of the things that are culturally theirs, to give them a sense of self-esteem, to uplift whatever their energies are, to expose them to people that we consider heroes in our culture, and just to make them aware of that, because we already know that the school systems, which is part of what this dialogue is about, is geared towards, and I have to say it the way I see it, it's let's say a European or Eurocentric type of education. We have to broaden the boundaries of that. So now we're going to get back to our callers. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us?
Happy Monday, /Gold. I got you guys on my fire stick.
Welcome to the show, sister. How are you?
I'm okay. Just want to make a quick comment, if I can. I have a dream as well that we would fight against the weapons of mass destruction and come together and fight against this inequality, that's injustices that's affecting black communities educationally, economically. Our spirits are down. I mean, they're so low that they probably don't even exist. It's causing high rate of self-destruction and dismantling families, the poverty rate going sky high, employment, and then imprisonment. And it's just so much that we need to focus on bringing together within our own communities. It's as if we keep begging a system to do right by us when they obviously show us each and every day in every way how much we don't matter. And until we love ourselves and learn the power of that love, we need to come together. And just like the celebrities that have so much money and they're pouring it into institutions that don't care about us, because once that money gets out of their hands, there's no oversight on how that money is really being distributed. Just like the lottery. We know that the lottery, why are our schools closed and everybody else flourishing? What does that tell you? I mean, come on now.
Yes.
I think the handwriting is written all over the wall, So at some point, with those who do have the money and us that don't, need to learn the group economics to buy and build for ourselves, because waiting on this system to give us anything, they have already proven how much they're not going to do. The only thing I think they're going to do is add more division and destruction, more mental illness, more self-hatred, and all the tools and the weapons of self-destruction that they will be feeding us. And we have to, I think, just think outside the box and start doing what every other group does, and that they pool together and they build their own communities, they educate their own children, and they make sure that economics play a big role on keeping things circulated for safety, for political reasons, for education, health. They do it on a group level, and they always look out for oneself. The Bangladesh town, the Chinatown, the Mexican town, and the Arab town, the Indians town. I mean, everybody groups together, and they make sure that their children are about wealth, control, ownership. And I think that's where we're being put to sleep immediately, not to even try. I mean, it's so hard. And I understand that we had the Black Wall Street and we had a number of towns, and they came right in and they destroyed it. If you can't see the handwriting on the wall that they never intended on us to be who we are, then I have a dream that we find out who we are and we be about our business. I love y'all.
Love you too, sister.
Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for calling. I just want to say quickly, we're going to go to the next caller. One of the things that I think is important is, like, once we get the base of education together, then everything else starts to flourish from there. If we don't have that educational foundation or platform, and particularly one that promotes self-esteem, then we can't build on anything else without that, because we don't have anything to hold on to. And I got mine a long time ago. I just let them know then and there when I was exposed to Shrine of Black Madonna, the Maccabees, Nation of Islam, Pan-African Congress, all that stuff, I absorbed it like a sponge. So when I walk around other cultures, I get my head up like a god and not down like a G, you know, a big G, not a little G.
Can I add
Go
to
ahead,
that?
brother, sure.
I think what you said is real important because people confuse the education. So you talk about education for self and then education that's a requirement of the state. So the education is a requirement of the state. What we're saying is that you're not about to treat us less than. So we're fighting for the ability, as Baba Victor said, to have equity in our education. But the real true education is that which you resonate with, that which gives you, that you find a passion in, and that's what gets your self-esteem in and you can connect it to. But if you don't see the difference of you having self-education, you see something saying, I'm going to and want to do that, then we won't thrive as a people.
Any follow-up?
Well, I mean, you're touching upon the same thing that we started back in 1990 when we started the African Center School movement in the public schools. Now, mind you, the Council for Independent Black Institutions were already established.
CB.
Okay? And so they were doing the job of educating. The purpose of education is basically not to make a lot of money. The basics of education is to solve problems. We have a lot of problems. And if you don't get educated to the problems, then how are you going to be able to solve it? And so they looked at Detroit back in 1997 when it says that Detroit public schools soaring, our students were achieving beyond the testing ability. And that scared them. That scared them to death. And for our last caller, let me make sure you understand one good thing. All those other groups did not have a whole country dogging them. So yes, they were able to come here and establish Chinatown and Greektown and all these little towns. They were able to do that because they had a whole government that was nurturing them. When we tried it, we had African Town. Kwame Yada was one of the Shrine and the Akibalon. They were one of the ones pushing the African Town. And we were successfully trying to get at it. Claude Anderson came here, and he was going to help provide the economics base for us to be successful. But the land that the city council was going to give him to build his fish farm, because he was asking for investors, was contaminated. So they told him, yeah, we'll give you this land to build your fish farm, but here's the deal. Your fish farm is contaminated with soil that it's going to take you $6 million to clear up before we can let you even put up one plank to build the infrastructure for your fish farm. So, I mean, that was economically impossible to do. So when we talk about what other groups are doing, don't compare them like they're better. Compare them like, look at them as newcomers on the block, because we were here before them. And every time we build up something, it's like the bully coming down the beach and kicking your sand castle down. So please be mindful when you talk to our children that this is not the first time. We've been here long enough to build economic wealth, but when there's a whole country, economics that's designed to keep you from doing it, then that needs to be.
Can I add to that?
Yes, sure, definitely, brother.
Baba, you kind of glazed over one point. I just want to highlight.
Go on, put that glaze on there.
The piece about the whole CB school. So I'm a product of a CB school,
yes.
And one of the things that really touched me about the CB school is they were talking about education and what to do with education. So
Yes.
the purpose of education was ultimately to do the one thing that nobody's talking about, and that's nation building.
Yes.
It's not talking about being able to have a piece in a piece of pie in this land that we call America, but what are we going to do to sacrifice and survive on our own? So I think having these things as isolations is good. It shows you that you have the capability to do it, but it doesn't tell you your connection to the people that looks like you. And that's why when people get these big contract, these big this big grant and get all of these things, they don't do anything to return back because the philosophy isn't there on what do you do once you come up. So education is very important, but education without your connection to the community is not that important.
Education for liberation.
Yep.
Okay, go to our next caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please? Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Okay, we missed that one.
Hello, caller. Would you share your views and tell us how you're viewing us? I know you've been holding for a while, brother. Hello, brother. Okay, we're going to go to our next caller. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you give us your name and how you're viewing us, please?
I'm viewing you channel 15. This is Brother Jihad. Good morning, my brothers.
Good morning, brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. You know, when you look at business is actually warfare. Education is also warfare. And until we understand that as a people, we will continue to be in the condition that we're in. Because when you look up the word education in a Bouvier dictionary or in Black dictionary, it means that, you know, to open the mind up or whatever. And far as when we talk about far as in the public school system or education that we are receiving, it's not truly education. You're only being programmed into white supremacy or whatever. And until our children have a true knowledge of themselves and whatnot, we will continue to go through what we're going through. And most of us are afraid to teach our children what's necessary to be taught to them or whatever, because our children are in a condition right now that no other children are in or whatever. You got to look at, we live in a world, understand, that's built on the backs of our fathers and mothers or whatever.
Yes, sir.
And to lift our children up would actually bring an end to the world of white supremacy, and they don't want that. So when we talk about far as money, until we get into the mindset of having our own schools and having our own teachers, you know, because that was the thing about when the public schools first started, the all-male academies.
Yes.
You know, this is why everybody was so angry with that sister that started those programs, the Malcolm X and Denmark Bead or whatever schools that
Marcus Garvey, Paul Robeson, yes.
Paul Robeson, all the black schools or whatever, because they had the black male students were able to see male teachers, strong male teachers, and our people needed that or whatever. So you think about the powers that be, didn't want to see that or whatever, because regardless of how we might look at it, the males are the most important because the males carry the life germs of life, and they are the key. You know, when you talk about educating, understand, you talking about the black male carries that life germ, and that life germ is put into the female, and she produces the idea. And so when you look at understand, as far as when it comes to education, it's a warfare, and we got to go into battle. We got to think in terms of having our own schools and try to unravel all the miseducation that our people have been programmed or whatever. You think about it, understand, our children believing that Columbus came over and discovered America and we was already here. You think about it, understand, that they teach, understand, throughout, understand that, hey, Jesus is white, but yet he's black. I mean, all these lies are being bombarded. Some aliens built the pyramids in Egypt. You know, all this is a big lie. Prior to 6,600 years ago, the only people on the planet was black people. And that can be proven in a moment's time or whatever. The only people on this planet were black people. When you look at all these different races and whatnot, they came from the black man and the black woman. We produced them. The black germ is the only germ that can produce every race that you see on the planet. Two white germs can't produce a black germ because black is dominant and white is recessive. And our children need to know all that. It ain't racism that we teach our children the truth, but our children need to be waking up because the time is too serious. And if we don't get on our jobs, understand, many of us are going to lose our lives because we're allowing these people, our enemies, to vaccinate our children. And we don't look into those vaccines or whatnot. But there's something behind the vaccination or whatnot. And while they're forcing our children to be vaccinated, we better wake up and realize that this world, understand, don't want to ever see us come up to where we're supposed to be. And it's on us. Love you, brothers.
Thank you, brother, for calling. I don't know if either one of you brothers want to respond. I do have a point that I'll make quickly. One of the things that the brother said, it's a number of things he said, and all of it was worthy and worthwhile. But when he speaks about programming, that's the thing that bothers me the most, because whether we look at television, educational system, books, music, whatever, all of that's programming us in some way, either consciously or subconsciously. I don't think we're really aware of that the way we need to. We look at it, maybe it's given to us as entertainment, so we see it as entertainment, and by seeing it as entertainment, we absorb it in a whole different way. One of the things he also said, which is important, and I would just suggest that all of you who are listening and viewing take in mind when he mentioned about Africans being the first race and how all others follow from that. If you study the Austrian monk Gregor Mendel, he spoke about dominant and recessive genes. I know we don't really get into that the way we should.
Mendelian theory.
Yeah,
yes.
But we need to, because it's the truth. And one thing I will say, there have been European scholars who were more scholarly than they were actual trying to program again. Same thing if you want to look at Dr. Louis B.S. Leakey, who discovered the oldest civilizations. When you look at the Olduvai Gorge, you look at Kenya, Ethiopia, the Sudan, everything generated from Africa. But again, if a person or people don't know their roots, because we seem to only go back to 1492 or 1513 and that's the limit of our education and knowledge. And some of us are not hungry enough, although we need to be able to follow even beyond that. So the brother made a lot of relevant points, but the one that I consider most important was the programming. I'm going to come to the caller, but I just want to say this real quickly too. I'm a writer, lyricist. I kind of try to educate in that format, but one of the things I did was I did a piece where in it I had a verse where I said that, like, say for instance, none of us like Toyota, you know, and this is no slam against Toyota, but the way they do their programming, we'll just have this onslaught of advertising. So we'll end up singing a jingle to something we don't have any interest in at all. And that's how that programming works. If they play, "Oh, what a feeling," you think automatically Toyota. There's a whole lot of different commercials and advertising use that. They've got catchphrases, buzzwords, etc., that identify their product. And when they do that, even if you don't like the product, you find yourself to be singing just the same, and it's very effective too. Hitler used the same thing when I read Mein Kampf, and when he did that, he said, "Give the people just a few short phrases," or something like that, because he didn't, just like 45, he didn't consider him intelligent enough, but just "Make America Great Again." You give them a few phrases, or "Lock her up," and people get into that, and they don't really understand how it's penetrated them subconsciously. So when they do it, they just do it without even thinking about it. We've got to get beyond that. That's where education comes in. We're going to get back into that, but we got a couple of callers that we want to allow in the conversation. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please? Hello, caller. You're on the air. Okay. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Hi, this is Kim again.
Hello, Kim. Yes.
I just had one more question.
Sure.
Have you ever heard of the 1619 Project? And will you be, I mean, I may have missed you saying something, but will you be putting that in the curriculum or trying to put that in the curriculum for Detroit?
I'll let one of you brothers address that. I'm not familiar with 1619.
Well, the documentary, the whole thing of the 400 years of, that's what it is, 400 years of enslavement here in America. Yes, as a teacher now, what they've done, they've pretty much whitewashed all of the curriculum. So the curriculum now that's in the school system here in Detroit, I can't speak for other school districts, but here in Detroit, they have gotten it mandated down to just STEM. Science, technology, math, and engineering. That's all they want to do. Any subject or content does not address those 4 to 5 concepts. They're not going to put it in there, and they are very dogmatic now. I mean, they walk in on teachers now. They're making it's very toxic to be a teacher in Detroit Public Schools at this moment. So, although it would have been great, we would have incorporated back in the day in our heyday at Malcolm X. Being a first grade teacher for 7 years and a 7th grade teacher for 7 years, we would have had the leeway to incorporate any new current events. We would have had the leeway to do such. But now they're strictly pushing this Common Core, this this very generic and like Wonder Bread. You know, it's all the bleaching, all the good stuff is out of it. So, no, if a teacher does it, he or she will be taking on, you know, the whole system by doing it. Not that they probably can't do it on the slide, especially if they have a principal that understands it. But pretty much now, you have to stick to the approved curriculum as dictated by DPSCD.
And to add to that, I think what's even bigger is this event on the 1st, February 1st, at the Shrine of Black Madonna. What we're asking for is for people who have thoughts or visions of what education could look like in the city to join us to help build that. So if the 1419 is something that is important enough to be educated, to be taught in our education system, we need to devise a way to have that in front of our children. So the concern is we just don't have to use or wait for their response to what we do. I learned a big lesson about control, and my dad taught me this. So I was in middle school, and the question was, I got kicked out of school. I got kicked out of school for fighting.
Wow,
right?
man, you a bad kid.
Right, that's what they told me. So what happened was he asked, he asked me, he said, so how did you get into a fight? I said, well, the boy did X, Y, and Z. He said, oh, so you let him control you? I was like, no, I punched him in the face, right? So I thought I was doing something good. Like, he stepped to me and I did something. He was like, did you go to school with the intention of harming anybody? I said, no. He said, so how did that become your reality? I said, oh. So the piece is you have to control your reaction and be more of a visionary. Then when things come to you, you're the one to keep responding. You have to be able to have foresight and push that as opposed to pushing a response.
Or having a button to be pushed.
Yeah.
He pushed my button. I wish he would.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm very glad to hear you say that. And that's why the 1619 project is so important. And that's why it needs to be in the Detroit schools, if no place else. A lot of school districts across the country are putting that into their curriculum. And like you said, even if it has to be done on the fly or done in after-school programs, and I encourage anybody listening to Google the 1619 project.
Yes.
It's very important.
And,
Thank you.
Ms. Kim, if you could come to the event at the Shrine on the 1st of February.
I'm going to try. I'm just hearing about it. I'm definitely going to try and be there.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Kim.
Thank you.
But we need to respect those teachers who are trying to hold the line. There's still a few of us left in the Detroit public school system, but for us parents, the reason why we were able to get African-centered schools in because parents rose up and say, hey, we know what we want and we're not going to take it no more. If you look at your child, if you have a child in any public school system, and if you multiply that child, well, let's say for DPS, if you multiply that every child you have by maybe $7,500, that's how much money is walking out your home every day. So you do have power in your children. So you have the right to come and stand up and demand what kind of education you want for your children. It's just that now parents are just kind of acquiesced. They're too busy. Some parents are under $15 an hour, so they're working 3 jobs trying to make ends meet. So I understand how it can become very difficult to be at all these places. But if we don't get politically correct in educating and demanding the kind of education that our children need, then we're going to go right back to Carter G. Woodson and Miseducation and beyond. We're going backwards. So there's a good chance that you will go back to 1619 in 2020.
And want to ask you all to stay tuned. We have to take our top of the hour break, but stay tuned, have pen and paper handy, and all the callers who are on the line will come right back to you. Stay tuned.
So in the quest for integration, I think we can offer our whole nation something, because there are 3 evils in our nation. It's not only racism, but economic exploitation of poverty would be one, and then militarism. And I think in a sense, and in a very real sense, these 3 are tied inextricably together, and we aren't going to get rid of one without getting rid of the other.
Alexa, open TV 33 Live. Alexa, open FM Detroit. Alexa, open FM Virgin Islands. Now you can listen to WHPR, TV33, and WVIE on Amazon Echo. Don't miss a minute of your favorite shows. And find out how you can have your own show heard worldwide on Amazon Echo. For more information, go to FirestickTVNetwork.com or call us at 313-868-6612. The Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Hi, this is LaWanda.
This is R.J. Watkins.
Coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you. Because healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. Need to get yours today. Call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
Now you can watch WHPR TV33 on Fire Stick. Catch all of your favorites. Stay informed. Don't miss a minute of your favorite talk shows. Call, text, tweet, post. WHPR TV33 is worldwide on Fire Stick. For more information, go to FirestickTVNetwork.com or call us at 313-868-6612. WHPR TV33, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.
Not only can you listen, you can watch. 107.3 WVIE, Virgin Islands. Have your own show and be seen and heard in the Virgin Islands, Detroit, and worldwide. RadioWeCanSee.com, a Watkins Broadcasting Company. Block time is available. Call now, 313-868-6612. You're watching WHPS TV, Detroit Live.
Welcome back. This is Feedback. This is January 20th, MLK Day. I mentioned earlier, and I'll mention at the end of the show also, that today from 10 to 6 p.m. you can go to Hitsville, which is also the Motown Museum. They're allowing children in there from 17 and under for free. I think this is a good exposure for our children. A lot of times we don't, again, try to expose them to the things that they need, which are their cultural foundation. We're overwhelmed with a lot of what the dominant society does, but I think it's important. So from 10 to 6 today, you can take your children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews over to the Motown Museum. They're going to have MLK speeches. They're going to have tours of the studio. Children need to know, and this is when our music was a lot more culturally sound as well. With Motown, we had a lot of things that, matter of fact, our music is international, but we had during the mid-'60s people like Edwin Starr with the song War. We had Marvin Gaye. We had a lot of people who were promoting positive things, and they were dealing with social issues, social injustices. So if you get a chance, go over to the Motown Museum today. It's on West Grand Boulevard near 12th Avenue from 10 to 6 p.m. Children 17 and under can go there for free, and I'll mention that again at the end of the program. We're going to go to our callers now. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Good morning. How are you today?
Very good, thanks.
Good. This is Agnes Hitchcock from Collamount.
Agnes.
Yes.
Yes, Agnes.
Hey, what's up, sister girl? I haven't seen you in a while.
Well, I'm here. And in the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King, we have a situation in the city of Detroit where the property owners have been overbilled on their taxes. And we're having a meeting on Thursday, January 23rd, 6 p.m. at the Considine Recreation Center.
They still have that thing operate? Yeah.
Okay, that's the 23rd at the Considine Center. Now, what time is that, sister?
That's at 6 p.m.
6
at
p.m.
the Considine Recreation Center.
And that Considine is where? Right next to Reverend Holly's church?
Yes, Reverend Holly has allowed us to use that building.
Okay.
And what we're doing is we're organizing. People have lost their homes because of being overtaxed in the city of Detroit. So what we want to do is we want to organize and insist that the city of Detroit make the people of Detroit whole. That goes for people who have lost their homes. That goes for people who still owe property taxes. That goes for people who have agreements that they can't keep up with. We need to do something about the situation. And I have a phone number here.
Okay.
For this number, people can call me personally on this number. I can go online and tell them how much they overpaid in their property taxes. Phone number is area code 313-874-2792.
2792. Repeat that again, sister.
313-874-2792.
Now, I want I want you to repeat the information, but I want all the listeners to know that this number is for Agnes Hitchcock, for Call Them Out. We're dealing with the homes that have been overtaxed, and this has been in the news quite a bit lately. People have lost their homes. It seems like the city doesn't want to give any money back. They're making excuses.
They tell them to go get loans.
Yeah,
I thought that was,
That's right. They claim it was only $600 million.
Only? I mean, I got
but
that.
we know if they say $600 million, it's probably $3 billion.
Yes.
There is no other city in the state of Michigan where they could go and just overtax people like that. Take their homes. We have people coming into the city of Detroit every day getting tax breaks, abatements, allowing certain neighborhoods to capture
Don't forget
taxes.
Little Caesars Arena now.
Yes, Little Caesars Arena.
And that was our public education dollars that went over there.
Absolutely. So we want the people of the city of Detroit made whole. We don't want any excuses. We want them made whole from the state government through the county government, down through city government, city council, every branch of government in the state of Michigan who have anything to do with us being treated the way we've been treated. We want them held accountable.
Agnes, I don't mean, let me interject real quick. So what is our leadership? I mean, we say we're voting, we say we have politicians, politricksters, whatever, in office. These are the people that are supposed to be overseeing and managing the affairs of the city. How did this get so out of control and nobody knew?
Because we have people who we elected sitting up in government, and I'll start with our Detroit City Council. I'll go up to our mayor. Then I'll go into the governor. There are people who do not respect black people in the city of Detroit. They think that they could do anything that they want to do. They've decided at some point to drive the black people out of the city of Detroit. What do? You close down the schools, drive the children out.
That's number one.
Then you turn around and you overtax the property of the people who own homes. Everybody knows that Detroit was the black home ownership capital of the world.
Yes, it was. Middle class.
Middle class, and now they've taken the homes and the ones that are still standing. If the taxes get behind, I call them pioneers, interlopers, invaders, or whatever they are. They come in and buy houses for $500. Next thing I know, they've got a grant slamming up roofs, windows, refurbishing the house from top to
The land
bottom.
bank made it possible.
We lose a house for $500. Somebody else buys it for $1,000 and get money to fix it. It's not right.
But then the value, don't forget now, once they buy it for $1,000, within 2 years, it's back up to $70,000, $80,000.
Absolutely.
One thing I want to interject, and then I'm going to have you give us that information again, sister, is that I was looking at something recently, and they were talking about how just because of what's going on with the homes, the housing, the foreclosures, the overtaxing, that they're allowing the people to lose their homes so that speculators can come from outside of the community, buy groups of vacant lots or homes, and then just sit on them and just kind of wait. And so this is, I don't know, I'm going to have to tell everybody, I'm a conspiracy theorist myself, and I always will be, because I think everything is suspect, and I think that we should question everything. Some say don't question authority or whatever. I question everything. I question my children. I question myself. So I want you again, sister, to share the date, the time, the location, and your phone number, and the nature of the event.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit. The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Okay. The date is January 23rd, which is this coming Thursday. The time is 6 p.m. It's at the Considine Recreation Center on Woodward Avenue at the corner of Holbrook. The address for the center is 8904, and it's right next door to Little Rock, Dr. Holly's church. And he's been gracious and kind enough to allow us to use that facility. Well, this is the fight for the property of black people in the city of Detroit. That's what it is, for the mistreatment, the disrespect, and we have to stand up and not let them get away with this. We don't need to be divided, separated, any kind of way. If they only overcharged you $300, don't throw the fight up because that's a little money, because other people have lost their homes and others have been charged as much as $11,000 overcharged.
Again, sister, I want you to give them your name and phone number as well so they can contact you in advance. Okay.
If they want to find out how much they've been overcharged, they can call me at area code 313-874-2792. My name is Agnes Hitchcock, and I'm the steward of Call 'em Out.
I want to thank you, sister. I'm going to make it a point to post this on my Facebook as well, because it's too many of us who are suffering, and I have to let my family know as well. So I want to thank you again for that information. I will repeat it again before the end of the show.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, goodbye.
Quiet, Harry.
Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yes, I'm watching you on at the TV now.
Big Mama's watching.
And on our channel, I can hardly hear you. I've called in before. A lot of us cannot hardly hear the station.
Okay, we'll have the engineer address that, and I want to thank you for letting us know that.
It's been that way for some time. I don't know if anyone else have called and let you know.
Okay, we appreciate that, sister.
And the information that you give, keep up the good work, because I've been a fighter ever since a young. I was a Detroiter, and now for years I was born in Detroit, and now I'm in Highland Park. They're doing it to all the little small cities where Afro-Americans are residing.
Yes, across the country.
I've been trying to wake people up for years. Together we can stand. Divided we fall.
Yes, some of our
and
people.
Everyone has to take that interest.
Yeah, we the young children now. I know my children.
And my name is Miss Renee Bascom.
Well, I appreciate you for calling Miss Renee Bascom, because we depend on our elders. Which we have to encourage. I would also say encourage our children to listen to their elders. There's a generation gap, but not with us. It's just that there's a communication gap. We have to continue to communicate. I want to thank you for your call, sister. I want to come back to Brother Tolbert because of the event you have going. I want you to be able to give us details on that, phone numbers and contact information, because all of what we're doing today is very important, and it's done for the sake of uplifting our community, uplifting our spirits, creating self-esteem. So go ahead, brother. Share with us the event that's on February 1st.
Yeah, so we have an education teach back on the event that we went to, I think, what was that, November or December?
That was November.
In November, to Pittsburgh around the presidential candidacy and how that would affect public education in the country. And so that's the first part of the event. The second part of the event we would do was called a listening project, where we get from the citizens of Detroit what education can and should look like in our city and ultimately in our state. That will be at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, which is 7625 Linwood Street, Detroit, Michigan, 48206, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on February 1st. And if you have any questions or comments, please give me a call at 313-341-5929. Again, 313-341-5929. And my name is Maulana.
Yes, and I hope that you all record the information, and we're going to repeat that as well as the information from Sister Agnes Hitchcock at the end of the program. So if you haven't had a chance to get a pencil and paper handy, please do so, because this is very important. One of the things that Barbara Gibson said earlier, and I heard someone else say too, one of our callers is Sly Soul. She mentioned cooperative economics. That's one thing I push, as well as education, the two pillars as far as I'm concerned. One, knowing ourselves, and second, letting our money recirculate in our communities. We built Northlands and Oakland malls and Briarwood malls, and you name it, we build it because we run out there. So we've helped to enrich their communities and their cities so they can maintain their services for light, water, gas, snow clear or whatever, but we don't do the same thing at home. And I'm troubled by that. I did something also, piece, as I say, I'm a lyricist. I did something where I said you can go shopping, but no stopping in their neighborhood. So it ain't all good. I hope y'all understood. And it's true. They'll let you in there to spend money, and they may harass you in the process of that. But we have to just get to a point where we understand that. I heard another brother educator say that if black people don't buy black art, black music, black clothing, whatever, who's going to buy it? Because other communities are not coming in to buy our stuff. And if they are coming in, they're coming in to study what we're doing so they can take it back and then siphon off the money that we would have spent with our own community. So we can't allow that to happen.
Barbara, can I add something real quick when it comes to public announcements? I hope people are aware that the literacy law that is now on the books, that is now being debated in the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, was just last October. We won't get feedback. And basically what the literacy law is saying, that the state of Michigan does not have a constitutional right for children to be able to read, basically. I'm going to just kind of wrap it up in that sense. So that they're telling you that the state does not have to teach you to read. But at the same time, this is in November of 2016 when that law was when that court case was first brought up. Again, it made it to the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals back in October. We're waiting until sometime in March. Now, here's the caveat to that. That was in 2016. Now, here we are in 2018, and now we have the third grade reading law, which basically said if your child is not reading at grade level by third grade, then they're going to be, they use the word retained. So for those people who don't really have a thesaurus, that means you flunked. That means you failed. So they're going to fail our children starting in third grade. Now, let's go back a bit. Remember that old saying is that if our children are not reading by third grade, they go where?
Prison.
Okay, so we need to stay focused on what's actually going on. They're not broadcasting this. You're not seeing this. You're not hearing about it. The Michigan Chronicle had something in it, I think in their last post when they talked briefly about this literacy law and the third grade reading law. We're battling on all fronts, people. And so they're making laws, just like they had the slave laws. They're making laws. And if we just let them make any law and we accept the law, then we would still be slaves. We would still be uneducated. We would still be behind the eight ball when it comes to civil rights. So we need to be quite mindful of these things that are going down and happening right now, because if we don't help save our children's minds, then mind you, our children are going to come after us. And as you can see that at the tip of the iceberg, we see more and more of that happening. They're blaming us for them not having their big cars and not being able to go on these fabulous shopping sprees. So they're saying, Mom, you should have more money. Dad, you should have more money. So they're faulting us. And so when they start looking at, when the people start looking at the victims as the perpetrators, then we really going to have a problem. So stay mindful, stay politically active, stay aware, start going to town halls, start asking things, and coming out, again, to February 1st, because we're going to be talking about some of these topics. We need to be aware of what the city, the state, and the nation is doing to children of color in all urban settings. Not, hear me, all urban settings.
And to piggyback off of that, the sister Renee and the brother Jihad. Jihad mentioned the piece about war, and the sister Renee was talking about what was happening in the city in reference to the homes. One of the biggest things as a strategy of war is divide and conquer. So what they have us believing is that this is happening here. But what issue we have as black folks is that we don't connect and talk to each other, because the same thing that happened in the city of Detroit, it also happened in Inkster when they took all of the schools in Inkster. Not only did they take the schools, they destroyed the buildings. To this day, they don't have any buildings of education inside of that city. And what they did is they farmed out the, excuse my term, but they farmed out the students to the suburbs around there. Well, that was the same thing that was trying to happen in Detroit. Is the similar thing that was happening in Benton Harbor and Muskegon Heights and Albion, Michigan. Yes. So we think these things are isolated incidences. And if you look at them as an isolated incidents, then you can say, oh, they didn't pay their taxes, or they didn't do that, or they funneled the money misappropriately, where we don't see that it's a system that's being enacted on us. And we have to be able to look at it systematically and not look at it as individual incidences that's happening.
And that's why Journey for Justice is so important.
Yes, sir.
Because we are rallying all these cities into one block.
And that's why I'm a conspiracy theorist, because it's more than a conspiracy, it's a fact. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Would you share your name and how you're viewing us, please?
Yes, brother, this is Brother Jihad calling back. You know, brothers, you know, in 1555, if you go to the Congressional Library in Washington, D.C., you'll find that our first parents were brought here in 1555. And from the 1555 to 1619, there's 64 years. It took 64 years to make us into the people that we are today, or whatever. And that was to make us into a Negro. And when you research the word Negro and you trace it back into Latin, you find that the word Negro means dead, of people who have been killed mentally, spiritually, and morally. And we are dead people. And then I don't know if you brothers are familiar with the Compromise of 1877. There was an election between 1876, Rutherford B. Hayes and Samuel Tilden.
Yes.
You know, the race was so close that they weren't able to decide who would be president. That's the Democrat and the Republican Party. And they decided to make Hayes the president.
Who's a Republican?
That's right. And they allowed Samuel Tillman to go back in the South, remove the federal troops, and to go back business as usual with the slave owners.
And
the
that was
emancipation
yes.
was seen to them as a great big mistake. You know, we need to know all this. And then you talk about Woodrow Wilson, who was the Princeton University president. He was also considered as the most intelligent of all the presidents. He was so wicked that he decided, he made a statement where he said, we want the classes of persons to have a liberal education. And we want another class of person, a very much larger class of necessities in every society, to forego the privilege of liberal education and to fit themselves to perform specific, difficult, and manual tasks.
Brother,
so you know, we are battling, brothers. And until we come into the realization, understand, until we get up and recognize that we got to get up and do something for ourselves. And we got to think in terms, we can't be afraid of thinking in terms of being separated, because we have already been separated. And we need to look at that, understand, and be separate and begin to separate and go for it, because we can't be afraid. We have reached the highest office of this country, which is the presidency. We have governors, we have mayors, police chiefs, fire chiefs, educators, and so we can't be afraid today to think in terms of separation, because that's the key. That's the key. As long as we're thinking that we're going to be that we're going to melt after 465 years. We haven't melted into America. It ain't going to happen. And we better wake up and realize that or whatever in 2020.
And I want to thank you for that, brother. We getting down to the last few minutes.
Thank
we got
you,
one.
brother. I love y'all.
Yeah, love you too, brother.
You,
and that's why we stand. That's why we're here, brother, because we want to bring some light to the darkness. This is our last caller, and I would ask you to please be brief, only because we have some announcement at the end of the show. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Would you share your name? How you're viewing us?
This is Sylvia. Quickly, I just want to say, if you want to understand the brutality of American capitalism, you have to start on the plantation. We're still considered stock, sheep, and property, and we just got to educate to liberate and work collectively to be free. Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
All right, I share.
Okay, I want to share this quick information that Sister Agnes Hitchcock gave us from Caller Mountain, and I'm going to have Brother Tolbert and Brother Baba Gibson give closing comments. Now, this Thursday, the 23rd, at 6 p.m. at the Considine Center, which is located at 8904 Woodward, people who have had their homes overtaxed, and to just bring up this tax issue, the foreclosure, people who have lost their homes, please make it a point to attend. Now, you can contact Agnes Hitchcock at area code 313-874-2792. Again, that's 313-874-2792. 2792. Let me do that once more. 313-874-2792. If you call her, she can give you information on how much you've been overtaxed for your home. Again, that's this Thursday, the 23rd, at 8904 Woodward at the Considine Center, which is right next to the Little Rock Baptist Church. Brother Tolbert?
Yeah, also on February 1st, which is a Saturday, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., we will have our event at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Again, that is at 7625 Linwood Street in Detroit, Michigan. Again, that's 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. One question I got for you, Brother Thabiti, right?
Thabiti, yes.
Is if it's possible, do you think we could come back and give a report back on how the event went so we can tell the listening audience?
Definitely.
Okay, great. Yep.
And Baba Gibson, any remarks?
Only that we have not given up the fight with Detroit Public Schools. In fact, there is a chance we might be able to develop a partnership. I won't share too much on it now, but we are in some collaborative conversations about how we can strengthen Detroit Public Schools back to its greatness and bring in some culturally relevant curriculum so we can start healing. I mean, education is also a tool to heal people, especially people like ourselves who've been since 16, 19, and beyond, who've been subjected to the American way of doing things.
And in the closing words of Theo Broughton, who had another engagement, as she ends the show, she always says, it's not necessary for you to know everything. What is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. I always close the show by saying, if you want to be nothing, do nothing. But the only problem with doing nothing is you never know when you're finished. And my final remark will be, keep in mind today the Motown Museum is open from 10 to 6 p.m. Children 17 and under can go for free, and they will have Martin Luther King speeches as well as tours of the studio. So we ask you to tune in again next week to feedback, and to all of you, I say peace.
We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. It would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment. This sweltering summer of the Negro's legitimate discontent will not pass until that is an invigorating autumn of freedom and equality. 1963 is not an end, but a beginning. Those who hope that the Negro needed to blow off steam and will now be content will have a rude awakening if the nation returns to business as usual. There will be neither rest nor tranquility in America until the Negro is granted his citizenship rights. The whirlwinds of revolt will continue to shake the foundations of our nation until the bright day of justice emerges. But that is something that I must say to my people who stand on the warm threshold which leads into the palace of justice. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protests to degenerate into physical violence. Again and again, we must rise to the majestic heights of meeting physical force with soul force. The marvelous new militancy which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to a distrust of all white people. For many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their presence here today, have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny. And they have come to realize that their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. We cannot walk alone. And as we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. There are those who are asking the devotees of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality. We can never be satisfied as long as our body is heavy with the fatigue of travel, cannot gain lodging in the motels of the highways and the hotels of the cities. We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro's basic mobility is from a smaller ghetto to a larger one. We can never be satisfied as long as our children are stripped of their selfhood and robbed of their dignity by signs stating for whites only. We cannot be satisfied as long as a Negro in Mississippi cannot vote and a Negro in New York believes he has nothing for which to vote. No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. I am not unmindful that some of you have come here out of great trials and tribulations. Some of you have come fresh from narrow jail cells. Some of you have come from areas where your quest for freedom left you battered by the storms of persecution and staggered by the winds of police brutality. You have been the veterans of creative suffering. Continue to work with the faith that unearned suffering is redemptive. Go back to Mississippi. Go back to Alabama. Go back to South Carolina. Go back to Georgia. Go back to Louisiana. Go back to the slums and ghettos of our northern cities, knowing that somehow this situation can and will be changed. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friend, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today I have a dream that one day down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is a faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. And this will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free